Hey guys, it is Christina here. For those of you who don't yet know me, my name is Christina and I am a naturopath, I'm a herbalist, I'm a GAPS practitioner, I am a whole bunch of things including being a mum of 7 beautiful souls that are here on the earth with me. So this morning I had an interesting question that I was sitting with. So I'm working with my own coach at the moment, and they asked me this really interesting question, like, what would I say? Sorry, my eyebrow is annoying me, I can see it. But what would I say to the industry if I was to say anything to them? Like, what would be the thing that I would say to those in my industry? And the thing that I would say is a bunch of them, a bunch of things. But one of them is be kind to each other. Remember that there is no one right way. There is individual ways. There are concepts that can lead you in the space that you need to go, but there is no one right way. And the memory that I had attached to this when I was sharing it this morning was when I first became a naturopath, or I was studying to be a naturopath. I was doing my study and I jumped into a bunch of these practitioner groups and I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, I'm sitting here with the giants. I'm sitting here and I'm in this space with the people who know what they're talking about. They know the things that I want to know. I'm sitting in this space and it is absolutely amazing. And I'm like honored and privileged and feeling amazing about being accepted into this group. And then I started to scroll through the posts and I was still in this space of like, oh my God, I'm here. Oh my God, I'm here. I have arrived. And I was scrolling through the posts and I started to feel myself go down because what I was seeing was not that generous, loving, kind space that I thought this was going to be. It was actually a real, like, watching lions tearing up a deer. And seeing, the space itself was meant to be where you come and ask questions to answers you don't know about. And you can ask and you can pick each other's brains and you can go, well, who's treated this before? Who knows what works here? Has anyone got some research around this thing? Has anyone got some wisdom around this thing? And it was meant to be that space where you come and ask those questions. And I was sitting there and I was seeing people ask questions, and then I was seeing these comments like, oh, you shouldn't be treating people if you don't know this basic thing, and you shouldn't do this, and like there's something wrong with you, like you should get out of the profession. Like it was really just tearing each other down. And I remember sitting there going, oh my God, what have I gotten myself into? What have I gotten myself into? Because I thought that all of the people that went into this profession were, people who like loved humans so much that they just wanted to help them, that, were so kind and generous with their knowledge and their wisdom, that we were all on this journey together to help encourage everybody else to, be the best practitioners that they could possibly be, and that together we could work and actually, help people see that there was more to health than just like what they were being told, or that there's other options for them, or that there's, together we would help to actually change the world and heal the people in guiding them in actually healing their whole bodies and getting to know who they were. And so it was just this moment of just bewilderment of like watching people like sitting in there with what I considered to be the giants and the greats and the people who knew all the things, and as a student going, this is not a safe place to ask questions. This is not a safe place. And it was because of this scarcity mentality that takes place in the field, and it takes place in all sorts of areas, it's not just this one, but this scarcity mentality that there's not enough clients, that there's not enough people, that there's limited resources, that there's we're fighting and we're competing for the same audience. And the answer is actually not that. There is no limit to the number of people you can help. There is no limit to the sick people. Like if there was, there would be nobody in hospital. There would be nobody with a chronic illness. There would be nobody with, any condition that is requiring, long-term medication besides a couple of particular things. And if there was a case that there was a shortage of sick people, like, we wouldn't need to be practitioners anymore. We probably wouldn't even have the desire to be practitioners, because there would be nobody to help. We wouldn't have to help anybody. And so it was interesting to note that what I was seeing was this scarcity mentality that was working out in the field. And then it's really interesting to also note and see, sorry, I'm trying to make sure my finger is not on the microphone. But it's also interesting to note that when I'm working with some of these people from a business perspective, that they actually have to change that as well, that they have to change their thinking about this scarcity connotation, and actually being in some of the business groups with naturopaths and nutritionists and healers and, all sorts of people, like Reiki, coaching, all of that, being in those business spaces and seeing how they would ask questions like, who's got a second job? What's your second job? Because the first one's not paying it. And I'm like, wow, this is really interesting, because I don't see a limitation of people to work with. There's so many people that need our help, that need our voice, that need the message that we've got, that need to understand, like, the scarcity is just not there. So stop bringing it into your business. Stop bringing it into your practice. Stop bringing it into your field of connections with other professionals. Yeah, Jan, endless people that need support, and it comes down to the rapport you have with them. Absolutely. And so when I was asked this question this morning, what would I say to my profession? The first one is be nice, be kind, be loving. Remember that there is no scarcity. The only scarcity that really exists is that which is in our mind. And we get to change that, because there is no limit to people that we can help. There's oodles of them that actually need our help. And then the next thing that I would say to my profession is stop trying to be doctors. Stop trying to be doctors. Because I remember even within my own education that it was, here's the symptom, here's the problem, here's the nutrient that goes with that thing. Versus, here's what's going on, here's why that is taking place, and let's, nourish the why and restore the balance from the gut and the microbiome and the nutritional profile. Restore that balance instead of just prescribing a supplement for that thing. So stop trying to be doctors, because the whole purpose of natural health is not to be doctors. It's not to give you a drug for the symptom. It is to look at the root cause of the problem and actually start to address that. And again, if I was saying stuff to my profession, it would be really get into the root cause and know that it's more than just somebody's physical health. That generally speaking, it is more than just their physical ailment. It is the whole being. They're a whole person. There are not just a bag of biochemistry that is a sack that we're looking after. It's not that. People are not just this biochemical sack. They have energetic power. They have energetic stuff that's going on for them. They have emotions, they have feelings, they have spiritual damage, they've got wounds, they've got all sorts of things that you can't necessarily see, but it doesn't mean that they're not there. They are absolutely there. And when we're working with our clients, they're whole beings. They need a whole being experience, not just take this supplement. And, that for me is the things that I would say to my profession. Get back to the traditional therapies. Get back to the ancient wisdom that has been passed down and bestowed upon us. And remember to trust that inner calling, probably even a little bit more than you trust the science. Because what happens with science is they extract things in ways that our body can't actually extract them. And they say, this is there, take this. But if our body can't extract that, it doesn't matter if it's there, we're not getting it. And remember to trust the ancient wisdom. I had a question that was asked of me from another sort of mentoree the other day, and it was about cherries, because I bang on about cherries all the time and how they're great for magnesium. So when you can have them, because they support great magnesium levels. And she asked me, where can I find that in the papers? Like, can I find some research to look at that? And I'm like, you won't find it. You won't find it in the research. If you go and have a look at how much magnesium apparently is in cherries, you'll notice it's actually probably pretty low compared to what you've been taught in college. It's probably pretty low. But it's not the magnesium that makes the cherries a powerhouse for magnesium. It is the micronutrients and the other nanoparticles within the cherries that makes the magnesium absorbable. So that then is why cherries are beautiful. But you won't find that in the research. Nobody's written about that. That is the ancient wisdom that has been passed down to us through previous practitioners who have done the work of finding out. They've done the trial and error. They've found that if they give you this, then this happens for you. And it's not written about because a lot of these practitioners weren't really interested in research. They weren't really interested in being famous. They weren't really interested in that stuff. They were interested in helping people. And so it's generally word of mouth. It is they've mentored somebody who then has mentored somebody else, and they've passed down and bestowed upon us this ancient knowledge, this ancient wisdom that is there for us to use. And my message would be, get back to that. Get back to it. Naturopathy is natural path. Get back to the natural path. Restoring and re-embracing and connecting back with the natural as much as you possibly can. And I'm not saying don't use doctors, and I'm not saying don't have surgery when you need those things. I'm saying if we actually get on that natural path, we need to use those less. So those would be the things that I would say to my industry. Stop trying to be doctors. Get back to the ancient wisdom. Connect back into that. Plug back into that. Be nice and kind and generous with each other, because there is no scarcity. There's plenty of people for us to help, and there's plenty of people who need help. And there are plenty of people who are starting to look for help. So you don't need the scarcity. All right, that's it for me today. I will catch you tonight. If you are on, I'm doing a free presentation on nutrients and what nutrients to take with each other and all of that type of stuff. So I'm going to be on tonight at 7 because I've got work at 8 with some other clients. So 7 p.m. I'm going to be on doing that live workshop. So if you have any questions and you want me to answer them while I'm there, come along, ask them, or you can ask them here and I'll endeavor to answer them while I'm on. And yeah, I'll see you tonight. And yes, it's cherry season soon, so there's lots of fresh cherries now. You can sometimes find them frozen, but you can definitely be accessing them fresh pretty soon. I know they're in my supermarket at the moment. All right, bye for now, and I will catch you later. See ya.